But welcome to our Extra Life Cherry Grove garden. It's very zen, it's very peaceful, it's very lovely. When you first enter in, you're going to walk through the gate of possibilities, which is unlocked by the Children's Miracle Network key. These are all of our builders. You'll see strewn about different heads of different builders on the map all over the place. And then we have the clock tower because it's time to help kids. That's what we're here to do. You can look around. We've got a little courtyard here. And then we've got two maps. One says 2008 with the old logo, and one that says 2023 with the current logo. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a journey from 2008, the first year that Extra Life began, and work our way through the 15 years of Extra Life to today. I made these maps. I'm very proud of them. I need a cart. There were carts here already. We took them out because the judges didn't want to go in the carts. They wanted to just be in the head, which is weird. Anyway, in 2008, it all started with a little girl named Tori at a children's hospital in Texas. I don't know the name of it, but Extra Life actually started as a single radiothon. And you can see here we built the radio. You can do that. There's actually stuff inside there. And the first year they raised $120,000, which for one group on a 24-hour radiothon for one hospital is not a bad deal at all. I forget the name of that guy. We'll come back and I'll show you. I'll show up more stuff again. The second year they raised $170,000, and then on year 3. They teamed up with Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. So that's when the partnership started. And they raised $450,000, almost $500,000. In 2011, the very next year, they did make more than $1 million. So we've got our goal meter here that they've smashed through the top, which is awesome. Making $1.1 million. We got Link over there. And then in 2012, videos and Twitch and YouTube became a lot more common, and we really went global, raising $2.1 million. In 2013, they began guilds. Boston Guild was actually the very first guild out of all of them, which is a fun fact that we like to tell everyone. But there were a lot of guilds starting, and we raised $4.1 million. And then in 2014, Extra Life United started. We got over 100,000 participants. We got over $10 million total raised since Extra Life began. 2015, they started Tabletop Appreciation Weekend. So we got some games over here. We got Candyland and Trouble or Boggle, Monopoly. And then we've got some video games with Pac-Man and Space Invaders. I forgot Space Invaders for a second. My brain died. And we raised $8.4 million. And in 2016, we wanted to just talk about all of our stories. So Cake has kids that she cares about. This is about my niece, who's currently in a room just like this. And we raised $9.6 million. In 2017, we had a theme of heroes. We talked about how everyone can be a hero. And so here we've got some heroes coming through here. And we raised 11.1, which is absolutely ridiculous amount of money, but not the most that we've ever done. In 2018, it was the 10th year anniversary of Extra Life. This is the 10 actually from the shirts that they gave out that year, which I think was really, really done well. There's a bunch of maps and banners on there to make it match. 8.8, not quite as much as the year before. 2019, they did Extra Life United. They had a theme of pride, and they at Extra Life United, they had a human crane. I'm still not 100% sure what this was, but it was like one of those machines where it has the claw, and it did the things. And they raised $14 million, and then 2020 happened, and the bottom fell out of the world, and nobody was in their offices anymore. We were all wearing masks all the time. You had a lot of hand sanitizer, and just It was dark and it was dismal and it was a little depressing, but we were still able to stick together, virtually speaking, in our living rooms, playing games with friends over the internet, and we were able to hang out. Everyone was hoarding toilet paper, baking bread, but it was a record-breaking year for Extra Life at $17.6 million because it was such an important year to stay home. In 21, the Olympics for 2020 happened. We were able to start going outside again. You could still stream and do all of your games. That's actually Ken's streaming setup right there. We raised $15 million. In 2022, we had... We've got all these toys and everything. We've got a teddy bear over here. We've got some blocks. I think these came out really, really well. And we raised. I missed it. We didn't know how much we raised yet. I think we still don't know how much we raised because they announced that at Extra Life United, which is this week. And this year we're ready to raise even more money and give back to the kids at all of the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And it's been 15 years, and we're hoping for 15 more, or 100 more, or whatever. And yeah, that is our Extra Life map in a nutshell. And I think we're pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, all right, let's fly around a little bit. Take a look at some. I'm going to take F8 off because it's really hard to fly and do that. It turned out really, really well. I love all of this stuff. Like, there's like barrier blocks and stuff here to hang the banners. That's probably standing on one. You can actually, so there are no data packs or anything on here. We don't have the armor stand book. This is all done with command blocks. I have no idea how this works. Probably the same way the data pack works for the books. It just, you can do the same commands with command blocks, and one of our team members, knew how. And we actually kept on top of the wall over here. Oh, it's gone. They cleaned it up. Okay. There were a bunch of chests up here for a long time that had each armor stand, and if you grabbed that one, you would place it down, and it would be in that pose, so we didn't have to pose them each time. So we had like 6 or 7 poses that just repeat over and over. This was done with command blocks. These are, I think, 5 or 6 maps. 1, 2, 3, 6 maps. And they did all of that with command blocks using an external website that told it how to build it. Super, super crazy. I love this microphone. I think this came out absolutely perfectly. And I think they did a super, super job with this. The radio, the picnic blanket, the tape deck. This is a cassette tape deck. We'll explain it to you youngins later. But inside there's a dance party going on, and we're all here posed. Is that me? That's me. We're all here dancing, hanging out, having a good time. And we got DJ Ken over here on the jukebox. That actually plays music too when you run over some stuff over here. I didn't hear the note blocks, but I might have note blocks turned down. Centipede. I forgot to point out the centipede from the game Centipede. We got checkers over here. I missed this also. I was still talking about the thing. And that guy shoots stuff. Let's go. Where is it? Here. Boop. Woohoo! This was actually really cleverly done as well. There's a column of sand in this leg, and it gets pushed up by a piston. Oh, it must be this leg. It must be inside this leg. It gets pushed up by a piston, and then there's an observer that fires off all of that stuff there. There's a couple of snowballs and some fireworks and stuff. So the problem is, we took out enough powered rails so that you were like crawling by the time you hit the next powered rail. But there are 3 judges. So we had to keep adding them because as they slowed down, the next person would bump them. And then one person was flying off like hundreds of blocks in front. The last guy was going backwards. It was just, the whole thing was a mess. We actually had 4 carts for a while because we were going to have one for Ken as the tour guide. And then they ended up not using the carts. They just jumped in his head in spectator mode. Which had we known that, we would have done it. We would have done it much much slower because we had to keep adding rails in, and it was actually really annoying because we wanted to go slower. But yeah, Extra Life, I love these. These are so well done. Extra Life plus Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Oops. The trees are actually really funny because we can't, I'm right clicking my heart out over here. We can't do anything on them. They grew jungle trees and then replaced them with the cherry log and the cherry leaves because they're in the code, but this is 1.19.4. So they're not in the game yet. So the game doesn't recognize them as blocks, so you can't do anything to them. And if I bust one out, you gotta like build up from the ground and then put another one in. It's kind of a pain. So there's a couple of trees around here that look a little wonky where someone world edited them out. And these are okay, right? Let me try like a real block. Yeah, those are fine. But yeah, that was a little annoying as we were getting down to the wire. But let's see, 2011, we got, Sonic. I always miss this up here. I think this is a really cool sort of abstract Sonic that goes through the rings really nicely. The wizard here, the goal donation bar thing, what do they call it? The thermometer goal that you always see for different fundraisers and stuff. We got Link over here. We got the logos up there. We got all the gamers going around here. Look at all the gamers. We're all united. All sorts of cool stuff. I love that there's like the little tie downs for the sandbags on there. And then guilds. Help the kids. Play games, heal kids. We don't use that anymore. But yeah, we got these just random sort of magic houses, this fantasy houses, just in and around the area, just to fill it up a little bit, make it look a little prettier. 100,000 participants and donors, and $10 million raised. And Extra Life United started at Disney World. It was too fast. He didn't have a choice. That thing, which I never remember who that is, Twitch was becoming a lot bigger in what year are we in? Whatever year this is. 14. Is that when Twitch started? No, Twitch it started before that. I think it was like 12 or 10 or somewhere around there. We got some generic game pieces. We got the board games here. And this is Boggle or Trouble. I never remember which. They made some Candyland roads. I love that. And we got a Crash. Please hold. Un momento, por favor. I got Disney World ready to go. Also, this is really cool. Like, they've got shulker boxes, they've got banners, they've got all sorts of stuff going on in this, in the different textures and everything. It looks really neat. Had some really, really talented builders in this competition, on our team, I guess. We were past here. We were over here. I'm gonna toss that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we were here. Candyland. I was told it's Candyland. I thought it was Chutes and Ladders. I was wrong. Space Invaders, which I totally forgot what that was called. And then I love the Pac-Man shooting the ghost up here. Yeah, you almost never see the ghost when you go by because there's just so much to look at, especially in this one year. But yeah, so this is Cakes. She's got her kids with her, which is a great reason to play Extra Life. Jim Pops, because all kids deserve to be happy, healthy, and able to enjoy life to the fullest. He's got a cool little bounce house here that looks green to most people. This is the hospital room that I made. I put some art on the wall because I couldn't think of other things to put on the wall. We've got a service dog, or a therapy dog, rather. That was also built by Cake. I think she did super awesome. The first one she built was way too big, so she had to scale it down. She had some trouble with that. We got the patient bed. We got a little boosh. I got an oxygen tank. I got the heart monitors. There's like 17 of these in the actual picture that I was going off of, but I couldn't just keep building them all over the place. And then I snuck that guy in there. That's our map. That's where we are. We're right here. That's turned around. Wait a second. Something's turned around. Well, something's... Oh, you know what? These two are switched. Nailed it. That's more better. Death once had a near Chuck Norris experience. And that's probably true. Anyway, so yeah, I got the oxygen tank because she's on oxygen at all times. Surgery's tomorrow at 11 a.m., by the way.
Howdy, partner.
Hopkins.
Thanks for following.
Welcome to... Is it Hopkins Real Life or is it Hopkins Rocket League? Because it could be either. We got Tetris. We got the Be a Hero. These are supposed to be doves. I think they came out really well. I forget what he said these are supposed to be. But that's super cool. This is a bunch of maps. This was like the last thing I did is I made these cards and I made the wheels and I made the Wiimotes. Real life. Okay, cool. So that was the last thing that I worked on as we were like getting to the last few minutes of things. The Pride Tunnel, it's got the hearts above, and we snuck these are in all over the map. The whatever these are called, nope, not berries, nope, not that either, the spore blossoms, just because we wanted we wanted it fantasy. You can see like the green ones are the spore blossoms, the pink ones are the cherry trees. I'm glad that they do that even though they're not officially in the game yet. We got a turtle because this is supposed to be a Mario Kart turtle. I thought that was super cute. Everyone wants to know where the track goes when it splits, and it actually doesn't. Oh, it does. Okay, that didn't used to work. I think the lever was there or something. But should the lever be switched, it goes to right there and then stops. They just wanted to have a track split for no reason. And then 2020 drops out, which I think this was a great idea. This was done before I got here. Because I was at PAX East for the beginning of the build. But this is supposed to be a mask. It's hard you can see it once you know, but it's hard to figure it out because things are hard. A Purell, hand sanitizer. We've got just a nice living room here with a little TV sitting in front of it, and people can still get together. Oh, they had to move the couch. Nice. Virtually speaking, but everyone was home. I don't know what the green thing is. If anybody has any ideas. But that's definitely toilet paper. No reselling. We all learned how to bake bread during 2020. And we raised a ridiculous amount of money because everyone was home. Everyone was streaming. It was one of the only good things to come out of COVID. We got some monkey bars here. We got a slide, which is not a very comfortable slide. Into the sand pit down here. Another bouncy house because you can't have too many. We got a sand pit. Sand box, rather. Hold on. Pardon me. And then Ken's streaming room. We decided we didn't want to do roofs ever. And then I think Ken said this was supposed to be like the entrance to a hospital. So it looked warm and inviting and welcoming. And it's got the different pools and stuff. And also, Kiz, you'll appreciate this, is I can't switch. Wait, yeah, that works. I had to make this circuit like 36 times. This is the announcer circuit for every time we go through the narration. That was the nighttime one. Hold on. Narration is here. Last year was a huge success. We raised because we don't actually know. But I had to run this circuit. It's basically a comparator cooldown clock on an imperator cooldown clock because the carts kept getting so separated that we needed it to take forever to reset. Otherwise, it just kept announcing it, and it kept announcing it, and I had to put this in so that it would only do it once. And yeah, so this was a lot. But all of the command blocks and stuff, and then here they were using skulk sensors because they are cool. That was before I then put detector rails all over the rail because they were just going to not have any. But I think you'll appreciate this, Kiz, is the command block room. So this is the start, right, for the 4 tracks. If you push this button, which is up above, there are 2 buttons. There's one here, which was, there used to be a 4th track right here. So Ken was going to be in the 4th one, and he was going to push that. But then for testing, I was like, I need to push one. So I put one in the front, luckily, because he had to use it. But it triggers all 4 of these with 2 full repeaters of delay on each, because that was how we could get it so they didn't crash into each other. And then it reruns all of these command blocks, which refill all the fireworks dispensers. It resets daytime, things like that. It does a whole bunch of stuff in all of these. And then back here, these are all of our announcements. So every single year has its own announcement, and this just takes out that redstone block. So all of those tracks, literally all they're doing is placing a block right here, and then this eventually takes it off. So you can just go through and you can read. But that way, if we ever, like, someone's like, oh, you got a typo in 2015, I can just walk over here and be like, okay, I am in creative mode. I don't know why I can't do that. But you just go in here and right click it and do whatever you needed to do. This one is, it was also a record breaking year. Yeah, we added that one in at the very end. And this one was super fun with the alt text. Hang on, let me open the LAN for a second. You had to do a font Illager alt to get that alt text, which is fun. These are some of the dispensers. This is in the cake. That's in the thermometer. These are the dispensers for the gun. For what's his name? But there's the snowballs and the things. Nope. Boop. For this guy over here. It's not Mega Man. I don't remember who it is. But that guy. So it actually just reset on us anyway. So we should be able to... Bloop. Does it just do one? I think it just does the one. Oh, no, it does it again when it goes back down. Which is super cool. But yeah, so that was our map. We got 3rd place, which isn't too bad. And we just had a blast. I love the people that I was building with. We stayed up way too late at night on multiple occasions. And we just did our best. And there's a bunch of stuff. So we made these maps. This is my map wall here. Made all these maps, and then there was just a bunch of ugly crap on the outside. So we ended up adding this like platform that goes around to the edge, and it covers up all of the builds that we did in the meantime. Like, here's all the test builds. That's the full-size dog right here, which was too big, but is so cute. Oh, this little guy. We got all the little fantasy houses that they made. And then over here are all of my maps that I made and the 2 that Ken made. And then we just copied some and changed the colors and different things. And yeah, it was a lot. Oh, you took that? Okay. Somebody stole that map and did that one, which is cool. Cool. And then if we just fly around, there's a bunch. Let me go into spectator mode because I can go faster. Zoom. This is the opening for the guilds area. We've just got a bunch of sprites and games and things over here. Effect, give, Wild West, all, night vision, infinite, 1 amplifier, hard particles, true. Okay, cool. So we've got Luke and we've got the thing. I should really figure out who that is. Hold on, I have it written down. Somewhere. That is Samus from Metroid. It is Metroid, yeah. You can see the different iterations that the gun went through too. There's the wizard, the white mage from Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 1 chicken zombies question mark. I don't think those ever made it in. There's the centipede. Cows, chickens, pigs. World edit. And yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, we had a ton of fun building this map, and really proud of how it came out. And I'm really happy to have worked with the people that we worked with, and I can't wait till next year. We're gonna do it again. It's gonna be fun.